Hi, you guys. I have a new Moon Taurus pick a card for you. Here's the backstory on this arrangement. Last night, I did a live stream ahead of this new moon in Taurus, and as I normally do, I pick 4 cards for the first 4 participants because Spirit always tells me that there's a message that they have because they represent the whole. So there's 5 cards here. The first card was the card that was on the bottom of the deck. And then the second card was through Michelle. The third card was through Pammy. The fourth card was through Sharon. And the fifth card was through Dot. So this new moon in Taurus is a earthy fixed sign. It is full of powerful energies that are ready to work for you in this physical world. And the energies will be working rather quickly and in unexpected ways. This new moon has everything to do with what makes you feel grounded and secure and really wants you to get super clear about what you really want in your life. And it begs of you to know your self-worth and value in pursuit of these things. 2 things that will set all of this into motion quickly, whether for the better or the worse, are 1, the total lunar eclipse we're going to have at the end of the month, and 2, Mercury is going to be retrograding days later. So therefore, it is incumbent upon you that you are really thoughtful and clear about where and how you are planning to harness these energies. So, one of these 5 cards has a very important message for you ahead of this new moon. This is the thing you need to focus upon. This is the bigger perspective to ponder. This is what you need to go with the flow to harness the power of this new moon. And once you make your decision, please skip ahead to the appropriate timestamp that's listed in the description box that corresponds to the given card. Enjoy! This deck is the Medicine Woman deck by Carol Bridges. I hope you enjoy this. Thanks. If you chose card 1, you have Command, also known as the Emperor in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Okay, so the traditional name is the Emperor. What we have is Medicine Woman energy, taking command for the good of all. Okay, so keep these things in your ideas as we head to the new moon tomorrow. So the card speaks, I am the Emperor Chief, creator of the overall structure that takes into account the many abilities, talents, and experiences you have discovered within and relates them to the world's needs. Through the Empress bounty in yourself, you learned of these gifts in your being. Now through me, you will learn how to give them physical form. You've journeyed as the fool, the seed, willing to take a risk to move forward. Then, as a magician, resourceful one, you saw the tools you have to use along the way. As the high priestess seeker, you realized your responsibility for that which you experience. At the same time, along the way, you discovered an abundance of good ideas, high goals, and personal ambitions. You experienced the bountiful feeling of the Empress when you saw the abilities, talents, and knowledge that have been planted in your consciousness. Now it is the time to find a structure that can allow this whole self to come through in fullness. Your thoughts and images dictate your reality. You must take command now. It is time to make decisions that benefit your whole being and that of the earth, your dwelling place. I tell you, you are the maker of your personal law. The definitions of the meaning of your experiences constitute, make into law, suggestions that are accepted without reservation by your consciousness. You define what you see many times without thinking. Realize you have choice in your definition, in your response to any situation. This is your point of power. So the self-questioning then is, are you in the work situation you desire? Are you in the relationship you want? These are big questions heading into the Taurus new moon. If you chose card number 2, you have the 9 of Stones, or the 9 of Pentacles. This has to do with passing on knowledge. So the prayer goes, now that I've perfected my product, I'm able to share my way with another who aspires to meet my quality. In teaching, I open the way to be filled once again by new and fresh ideas. I continue to grow as I give my old knowledge away. In managing, I'm vigilant and clear, yet always kind and gentle with my instruction. Like a loving father, I guide. Like a conscious mother, I provide. So the lesson is that your skills are freely flowing now. Whether or not you have recognition by the world, you can see your success. Your work has brought you many things. You're in greater harmony with the material world, and it shows. So, can you handle your changing image? Do you mind the appearance of wealth? You're reaching material maturity. You may be in a parenting or teaching role soon if you aren't ready already. Mother Earth will be asking you to pass on your knowledge. It's a good time to start someone on your path. If you chose card number 3, you chose the 4 of Stones, akin to the 4 of Pentacles. What is she doing here? This is basic survival. Pammy. Prayer. In the beginning, there are many challenges. The pattern of my design is untested. My product is not yet perfected. I am tempted to give up. Instead, I hold on tightly to the first vision that inspired me to begin. I keep my money in check, not spending too freely, holding the reins. I keep waste to a minimum, finding uses for what I thought would be thrown away. And I continue to build, to mold and shape until I am pleased with my results. Then I shall give it all in a spirit of goodwill. Lesson: new ventures are risky. Make a list of the 3 objects you cannot live without. Make sure you have them. If you cannot acquire these free and clear within 1 week's time, your list may be too technologically complex. Simplify. This is basic survival: food, clothing, shelter. It may be housing at mom's or a leaf hut in the woods, or finding the house that is within your means. It might mean a supply of grains, learning to fast, or just learning to cook for yourself. It may mean a good warm jacket or postponing a fashion splurge. People are at different levels in maintaining a sense of physical security and comfort. Assess where you are. Arrange everything so that you can, within 1 week's budget and time limitations, set up a simple life you could fall back on if you lost everything. Now, having that accomplished, you're ready to risk everything else while you put your new plan into operation. You can proceed worry-free, since you know no matter what happens, you will not be left out in the cold. This gives your consciousness the open door it needs to move into your new reality. You have the edge of confidence because you have already provided for your own well-being. If you're already materially fortunate, this period may be calling on you to budget wisely. Know what possessions are truly important for your sense of well-being and keep the account that pays for them steady. With everything else you have, energize your plan. This sense of security will free your mind for its creative pursuits. This is so, I'm blown away by this because Taurus is a money sign. The Four of Pentacles, the Four of Stones, hello, that's solidifying the material, our physical world, everything that is in our physical world that provides for us our basic needs in order to be here. That's why we hang on, because we want to hang on to our lives, right? If you chose card number 4, you have the Teaching Lodge of the Arrows. Now, Teaching Lodge of the Arrows. This is the Liberator. Prayer, in the name of harmony and peace I live. I am the one who speaks. I have studied the great warriors, the peacemakers, those who freed slaves, and those who stood their own ground. I'm learning the themes of their lives and making them my own. I'm learning from revolutionary women and evolutionary men the very qualities that gave them undying spirit. I'm gathering to myself the knowledge that I, too, can draw on the great mind. In my life, I will correct an injustice. I will right a wrong. I will bring love where none has been known. I attune myself to the sound of truth, and I listen until I am known. Lesson. It is time to put yourself in the company of great minds. Whether through books, films, or person to person, surround yourself with heroic presence. Heroic presence. Read the words of those who mastered life. Listen to music that fills you with positive visions. Let poetry enter and inspire you. Delete from your reality the sounds and images that bring you down. At least in your personal space, surround yourself with visual, auditory, and sensory experiences that uplift. Create your own Teaching Lodge of the Arrows. No bad news here, no television, no newspapers, no magazines that do not support your highest aspirations. It is time to create, at least in your own small space, a completely inspiring environment. Then welcome God and goddesses. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. I love it. If you chose card number 5, you picked the Totem of Arrows, the Coyote, the Four-Leggeds. The Coyote, the Four-Leggeds. Throughout my battles, I have come on a hard path I have traveled. With a mountain below, I sit at the peak. The clouds are my pillows now. The sun is my crown, and I will sit here until my teachings are heard, never ceasing to speak. Those with ears to hear will feel my wild and cunning nature. I am free yet determined. I know my way and seize every opportunity that comes on my path. The spirit moves me. Lesson. The coyote has been known as the trickster. There is no greater trickster than words. If you can learn their power, you have mastered a tremendous force. People often trick themselves into believing they have achieved a goal simply because they can verbalize it. But words must be backed by full commitment of action to achieve. People are also tricked into believing that they are the words others use to describe them. You are not what others think of you. You are the words you allow to dwell in your mind. People are persuaded by words, believing in false promises. You must not only listen but observe. Do others act in accord with the words you hear them speaking? Do you? Trust not words alone, but the power behind them. Listen to the essence of what is being spoken. Your body often knows truth before your mind. Like the four-legged, you have an inner sense of when to pay attention. Your instinctive body response senses danger, pleasure, promise. It knows when to exercise caution, restraint, abandon frivolity, grace, cunning. Learn its way. Listen with your whole body.